I do damage, and welcome back to the channel. In this last Epoch video, I want to talk a little bit about Spriggan. This is not really a build guide video or anything like that. This is something kind of I wanted to do for me, and hopefully you'll get some benefit out of this video as well. I just want to talk about Spriggan. So the DMGCREW usually does these challenges where they're solo self-founded hardcore challenges, and we rotate the classes so we can try out all the different masteries during a patch. The most recent challenge was for the Primalist mastery Spriggan, and well, that's kind of what sparked this video, I guess. So there's a couple things that I want to talk about, and I'm really hoping to keep it short and sweet just for you. So let's go ahead and start, shall we? So this time around, the challenge for Spriggan was that you had to use Eterra's Blessing, and you had to use Spriggan form. So that had a really interesting kind of twist on it where you can't use Eterra's Blessing when you're in Spriggan form, and kind of vice versa like that. So you got to kind of figure out what was the point, how are we going to make these skills kind of work together, and that's where the fun comes from for me personally, and I know other members of the community enjoy it as well. So it seemed like when you're out of Spriggan form, basically you wanted to use Eterra's Blessing to stay alive, heal your pets, kite, things like that. So anyway, it was an interesting time until I found a broken, bugged skill I've confirmed has been bugged for 23 days now since it was reported at the time of recording this video. Hopefully it's fixed sooner than later. And that's going to be the first thing I want to talk about real quick, because I just want to show you this skill. I was a little bit disappointed because I was having a lot of fun with this skill until I found out that it was broken. But basically what it is you go into your Spriggan form, and then this skill right here, Summon Vine, you can summon this. Look at this. This is like Jack and the Beanstalk, courtesy of Dank Lebs, right? So look at this. Look how massive these things are. I mean, it's insane. I feel like a kraken, or I don't know. It's weird, but pretty much all it is you go into your Spriggan form, and you come to this node Grapevine right here. Just rush straight to this vine node, and as soon as you get it, so you can see there's insane 200% down the board increases, but what's actually bugged is every time that you summon the vine, it's going to do more and more damage, and that is not intended. So once I found out that this was what was going on, I was a little bit sad because I was already in the end game and doing arena and stuff like that. But anyway, that's okay. I just wanted to point that out and get that kind of off the table real quick. I'll more than likely have some gameplay going in the background of the build and what I ran, but I really just wanted to take a minute to talk to you and discuss Spriggan and my time spent, I guess. So for my build, what I decided to do was I wanted to use Summon Thorn Totems, because I use that in every single Primalist build for leveling and starting out. It's just really strong. I always go straight up to the Forested Expanse. I just do one node there. Come over here for Eternal Forest to do 3 more nodes. And then Grove Mind is really the big boy node, and that allows you to summon all of your totems in a ring at a location. And then if you come back over here and put the 2 more points in Forested Expanse, you'll have 5 totems that summon in a ringer, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty fun. I use that for every Primalist build, so nothing really special there. And then after that, I wanted to do a minion build because I really wanted to experiment with Summon Spriggan, because there's some really cool nodes. I haven't got to try these out yet because, well, I died and I didn't want to use the glitched out skill. So Spriggan has really cool nodes down here. So if the enemy is poisoned or bleeding, then your Spriggan does more damage to them with their Veil hit spell. So, I don't know, I thought it sounded kind of cool, because then that could synergize up with your Entangling Roots and these Poison and Bleed nodes, and then you could just affect it. Because with these nodes, you can get an insane area covered with roots. I mean, you can cover like the whole map, and then if you're also, because you can get 100% bleed and poison chance on these nodes too, and duration. So basically, you're just buffing up your Spriggan's damage then at that point. But it's just so weird that the arena is the focus of the end game. I guess it's not weird. I'm kind of going off topic a little bit here, but you got to really think. And so with Entangling Roots, you're going to use it to always kite and stay alive, and then your Spriggan will be shooting at them. So anyway, I thought that sounded like a really cool synergy. Maybe one day I'll try it out. But for this build, my plan was, until I was strong enough to get Summon Spriggan, because you don't get it until later on in your journey, and about a level 10 druid, So by that point, you're probably going to be in Act 2, starting to hit those necrotic mobs, and you might kind of struggle because I was spec'd into Summon a Wolf, and that was kind of my stepping stone to get me up to the Spriggan. So once I felt that my roots, my Spriggan form, my totems were all strong enough that I could just get rid of Summon Wolf and bring in the Summon Spriggan in the specialization tree, that's what I was going to do. Unfortunately, I never really made it that far. I died at like, I think level 52, I think wave 50 or 40 or something like that. And last but not least, I wanted to talk a little bit about Spriggan form because, just a side note, I know that this video is kind of all over, but this is really just kind of something that's been weighing on my mind that I wanted to just get out and put into a video, and so that's what I'm doing. My very last Spriggan build was around when the game first came out on Steam, when I very first started to stream and make YouTube videos. And it was just a recording of me playing a Spriggan build. And if you go back, hopefully you can see some changes since then. And also within the game, there's more skill trees now. A lot of the skills actually have skill trees. You can do a lot more stuff with the build now. So I thought it was high time that I go ahead and check it out. So I've talked about the totems, entangling roots, Summon Spriggan, and then Summon Wolf. I said I was using that to level up kind of as a stepping stone. And you can see I've spec'd at it here. I think I was messing around with the... I don't remember what I was doing, to be honest. I haven't played this for a little bit. But the Summon Wolf node, one of the viewers pointed this out to me. There's a node here, Shaman's Bond, that allows it to scale off of attunement. So if you're doing totems or anything like that, you're already going to be scaling with attunement. And so having this is even better. Because before you get that node, I believe it scales off of strength. So just kind of something to do if you're kind of thinking about maybe trying out an attunement type of build. This would definitely synergize really well. So the last two skills that we were planning to use, I know I've talked about more than 5 skills, but the end game goal for this build was to use Summon Thorn Totems, Entangling Roots, Summon Spriggan, Spriggan Form, and Eter's Blessing. So that leaves me with Spriggan form. Let's go ahead and talk about that real quick right here. And I forgot, we already actually talked about this with the Grapevine. So with it being bugged, I really didn't use it too much more. But one thing that I was curious, and I don't know if you guys know this, or it seems like this is true, and in my theories, it was working, but there was just so much damage, it's really hard to tell. But it seemed to like taking this bind node basically gave my Grapevine more damage, because basically what Grapevine does is it now summons a Grapevine instead. So what I was thinking was, if I'm summoning more vines, it's taking more of their stats and combining them into that one giant Grapevine. I don't know if that's truth or not, but that's kind of what it seemed like. Anyway, if you know the answer to that, it'd be great to know. But yeah, that's pretty much Spriggan form. There's... Oh, one other node I did try. I actually tried this off on softcore while I was kind of messing around with this a little bit. This node down here, Petrify, 50% of mana costs you pay with health instead. And since I was playing hardcore, I was like, hell no, like I don't want to die from that. But it really ends up not being that much health, and it's actually a pretty good node. Plus, you get your health gain and armor protections on your way there. So... there's a lot more to it. I've even seen a caster type build using your what's called Veil Blast. I haven't experimented with this much, but there's actually a note in here that whenever you cast Veil Blast, you then have a chance for your Veil Spirits to also cast them. So that kind of reminded me of the Dagger and Dart build from the Witch Doctor in Diablo 3. So maybe one day I'll get up the courage and find the time to make a pure Spriggan caster build. I think that'd be very viable as well. Heck, we even had someone in the challenge do a Ice Thorn caster with the Bear Retaliate Thorn build. There's so many options, man. I'm just talking about what I've tried and things like that. So there's a lot here. Last but not least, let's just real quickly talk about Eter's Blessing. So my very first Primalist, I spec'd into Eter's Blessing very early on, and that was a grave mistake on my part because I was losing out damage on some of my more important skills like Thorn Totems and Wolves, things like that. But anyway, you can do some pretty cool stuff here. I really want to test out this Mark of the Corvus. Basically what it is it summons crows. So this would synergize more with your minion type build, I would assume. I didn't get to try it a whole lot, but hey, it seems like by far the coolest part of this tree. But there's other things you can do. Obviously make it heal more, get more armor and protections. lots of different stuff. Lots of different stuff, but my main concern with the Terra's Blessing is the duration on the buffs only lasts for 4 seconds. And that's just really not long enough. I'd like to see that bumped up a little bit. I feel that 4 seconds is just not a ton of time, honestly. Unless if it's like, 500% increased damage or something that gives a real serious boost, but 12% movement speed, attack speed, and cast speed, like 12% for 4 seconds. It's a little bit too micromanaged for me, and I just would like to see the duration either increased or the benefits increased, just so I'm more excited about using the skill and buffing up and getting that boost. But anyway, I'm not going to ramble on too much more. I've already taken enough of your time today, and guys, I know that this video was a little bit different than my other ones, but hey, this is something that's been weighing on my mind, like I said, and I wanted to talk to you about it and kind of share my thoughts with the Spriggan on Last Epoch. So hopefully you found some benefit of this video. Let me know down in the comments, pop in and say hi. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.